What's going on, guys? Adam McCauley here. I'm with Mr. Stephen Howson. This might be the first time both of us have smiled today, even though Manchester United have won, which pretty much says it all about the type of victory.
I am a little ray of sunshine in all your lives.
First off, you weren't even in my life today. Where the hell are you?
Upstairs.
Well, I need you downstairs, mate. I need you downstairs next to me, holding me as we go through this emotions. Today, how you feeling, Steve? Is it time?
Sound. I thought that was one of the most enthralling games of football anyone's ever witnessed, ever.
Forever. Is it time we got on the beak?
It made a difference to the game, wouldn't it? Here's the thing, right? I'm all for slowly dripping the guy into the team. I think that's a sensible thing, rather than just play him till he burns out and go, he's shit, he never worked. Having some patience. I know patience is like a foreign sort of concept to a lot of people nowadays, but having some patience bringing him in is a good thing. But the issue I thought was like a match fitness and a sharpness thing. The guy played midweek. Had a bit of midweek beak. So why not start him today? I thought I actually said in the opposition scouting report where I was looking at it, I was like, I wouldn't be shocked to see one man. I wouldn't have been shocked to see a back three, actually, and go with two up front, because my whole thing was Marcus Rashford can't start. He's fucked.
What's wrong with him? What's the injury?
His shoulder.
Okay. So he did start. Isn't that worrying?
Yeah, and I expected it, to be fair, as well, and I was worried about it because, how do we phrase this? His injury was there prior to international break. He goes and speaks to United about it, and they go, "Oh, go and see what England say." The attitude of United saying that sort of leads you to think United don't think it's that serious. They're probably thinking he's going to play against West Brom. Shouldn't have played. You've seen how long it took him to get up every time he went down. Marcus isn't the guy play with a broken back. He ain't the kind of cat to be, I'll miss it today. He turns up and he plays, and it's a fantastic trait to have in a player, but it's not the sort of trait that sees you play until you're 40.
Now, there is a way we could get around this. We've got a striker sitting on the bench. Our current number 9 isn't going through the best of form. You could put him on the left, put Cavani through the middle, and Rashford gets his time out. Is that something you would do for the next game?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're going to go for a period. It's minging. I think there's like 12 games between now and the end of January, 13 games, something outrageous like that, and that's not including your potential cup games that we might have. If we have any sort of little knocks of injuries, they're going to really derail us. So why are we trying to go into this with injuries? You should ease back from going into this rather than try and force it, because forcing it is what happened at the back end of last season, and the wheels totally fell off. We saw all of the good work undone, all of the good momentum. We went through some unbelievably consistent periods straight after lockdown, but the way it ended and the way it kind of started has left a lot of bad taste in people's mouths, and I think that you're asking for that to re-happen if you don't treat, especially this season, especially on the back of no pre-season, especially on the way last season ended. All of the complications that a global pandemic adds to as a football club. If you're going to be cautious, overcautious, and maybe even a little bit wet about it, this is the time to do that and prolong people's careers. Because you've seen, people sometimes just don't recover from stuff. And I'm not necessarily saying that's going to be happening with Marcus, but you got to treat injuries properly. And that's why, if Pogba has got a knock, sound, keep him out.
It's like with Rooney, a lot of people say a reason he didn't last so long was because of that willingness to play through injury or to put himself out there for the team. And it's not always going to help you in the long run. And that's the kind of thing you're alluding to, I suppose, in terms of Rashford and other players being injured. Myself and Ronnie have had a little chat about Anthony Martial. Obviously didn't score today. He only had one chance, though. United have scored from open play just twice, I think, at home this season. Both Bruno Fernandes penalties. Is this, obviously he's going through a bad time at the moment, but is it more than just him performing badly? Is a mixture of the two? Is it down to him? What do you think it is at the moment?
My gut feeling is I don't think Ollie fancies him as a number 9.
But that's not an explanation of
it's not.
The performances in the last
But I don't
week.
think he's a number 9. I think you've seen the difference in United's play when Cavani comes on. That movement, that willingness to stretch the play by being in between and a nuisance of the centre-halves. And you don't see that from Antony. He's far too willing to come and work in between the lines. And sometimes you get away with that. Wayne Rooney kind of got away with that. Wayne Rooney also played with partners that were fantastic at times as well, from Berbatov to some fella called Ronaldo to Robin Van Persie at the back end of his United career. Anthony Martial kind of drifts into the other people's space. I thought Rashford was terrible today. I thought, and that might be down to injury, I thought Martial was terrible today. And the one thing that I don't like about him as a centre-forward is his link-up play. I think he often passes it behind players too much rather than into their stride and into making it an easy one for him. There was times where Alex Tellers was looking down the corridor and he plays it to his feet. And I don't know if he's got the vision in him to see when to put a ball through. And to be fair, there should have been open play goals. The Rashford incident was one of the most, you've got to finish that, chances anyone's ever had.
Tim and Marshall, they've got to smash them in.
Both of them goals should have gone in. But actually, if you pull that one of Marcus's back 2 seconds, Cavani's in and Bruno plays it past him.
Well, Bruno's pass was behind Rashford, wasn't it? And the defender went through the defender.
But if he plays Cavani in, I've got no... If you pause it there, I'm saying that's a goal. Straight away, that's a goal. The game's been put to bed. Cavani's on the score sheet, and it's an open play goal for us. So I thought, Bruno's got to take the a little bit there. I just done my review, and people were saying Rashford was wasteful, Marshall was wasteful, and I'd say Trezeguet had 7 shots today. Rashford and Marshall between them, 3?
That's why I asked about the chances created, because I also thought, you mentioned Cavani when he came on, I thought that actually brought more out of Martial as well. He suddenly got involved in it, it takes someone off him. And I think you can tell maybe when he's needing a goal at the moment and he's the main man, he's fucking, both of those things are playing in his mind at the minute. I'd play Cavani up top next game, because last season we never had someone to put that pressure on him. This season we have, so fucking use it. Do you know what I mean? The worst thing that can happen is you just play him and play him and play him, and it gets worse and worse. And like you say, his head drops. Play Cavani next game. Even if you play Marshall on the left, he'll probably go and score anyway. And then you've got that relief. Boom, get him back through the middle and see what happens. But yeah, interesting thoughts. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes today, he's playing frustrated, isn't he? He's playing like we're watching.
Yeah, it's probably a good shout, actually, yeah. I thought he was a bit sloppy at times with the ball. First half, he was a bit safe. Second half, a bit sloppy. And I'd rather him be the sloppy rather than safe, because you got to give one guy permission in your team to fuck up. Like, it can't be your goalkeeper, usually, unless you City. It can't be your 2 centre-halves. It can't be your 6. You got to give someone permission to do something, to try and be a little bit outrageous, to try and create something. And for us, that's Bruno. And I thought there were chances he had. We mentioned the Cavani one then. I thought there were chances he had to unlock. He didn't do it. I thought it was too deep at times. I think, again, you might be right on the frustrated thing there.
Because that penalty, he didn't need to get involved. I know it was overturned, rightly so. He didn't need to get involved there. And he just rushed in like, these twats ain't going to do it.
Yeah, and it was a penalty. It should have been.
Did you think it was a penalty?
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah,
I thought he got the ball.
What does that even mean anymore?
Was Martial's a penalty in the first half for the pull?
Yeah, it's in today's football. It is with VAR.
It's a foul, isn't it?
Yeah, and
it's almost like they think, if that was outside the box, I'll give it, but it's not enough of a foul for a penalty.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Bruno's was a foul, certainly. It was probably the most, out of the 3 penalty shouts, it was probably the most foul of all of them. Bar maybe, the handball was handball, but it's nonsense, isn't it? When someone's turned their back and all the rest of it. What happened to intent? Do you remember it used to be ball to hand?
But his hand was, as it's out.
Mate, goalkeepers don't get it right when they're looking at it, let alone when you turn your back.
Yeah, but your hand, I think if your hand's out, even if you didn't intend on doing it, your hand shouldn't. It was like that one for Eric Dyer that everyone moaned about, and they're like, he didn't mean to do it, but your hand shouldn't be here.
Hang on, isn't that the one where it went over his head?
Yeah,
and
but
then
his
came
hand
back?
was here.
No, not a penalty.
But your hand is in an erratic position.
He's jumping.
But
who jumps like a salmon?
Like this?
Everybody.
Who does that?
Everyone.
That's a penalty.
No. By the interpretation it is, but it shouldn't be. I mean, common sense, it's not.
I don't. Nah, common sense ain't common. To be fair, yeah. If your hand's up here and the ball hits you, it's a penalty. Sorry, if your hand's here, it's a penalty. If your hand's out, I think sometimes you can get away with that. But his hand was out. Penalty. Oh, fucking
anyway,
hell.
yeah, I thought...
Are you worried?
No.
Because this kind of performance doesn't build confidence for anybody.
It's a topsy-turvy season. It was 3 points at home. It was a clean sheet. It was an opportunity to get in. He's not said that. Has he just turned into David Moyes?
The quote we've just seen from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
It says it's never easy against players of this quality. Never comfortable against players of this quality.
You could wrap that up.
He's just abandoned me on my own. Let me get in the middle. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to state that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's views do not represent those of Manchester United Football Club. The fuck is he on about, the absolute maniac? You can't say shit like that. That literally was full-on David Moyes. United needs to improve with goalkeeping, passing, defending, midfield play, shooting and winning games. Oh, he didn't just say that. West Brom are shit, lads. They can make things difficult because they can put 9 players behind the ball and they can make it graft for you. But you can't objectively look at West Brom and go, fucking look at the quality in that. No, Ollie. No. You can say sometimes a team that works hard can get lucky. You can say sometimes they can make it difficult for you. You cannot objectively look at West Brom and go, quality. You're fucking mental, mate. Oh, my days. I was in a good mood till then.
Head over to stretfordpaddock.bigcartel.com and check out the Paddock merch. And for a short time, you can get 20% off orders with 2 items or more using the code Paddock20. Go get on it.